Well, we've gone on Wheat Mini Bong. I'm Engineer Hoist. Welcome to our supposed to be weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. I apologize for canceling at the very last minute last week. I don't want to get into it, but just know something unexpected happened like an hour before stream started, and there was just no way we could continue. So I apologize for that. I fully intended to stream, but life happens and all that. But but we're here this week. So let's say hi to everybody in the chat. We've got the Mercenary Terror, the Mega Prime 101, and Rafael Correa, Scrapper Dev, C Dub, Damon Swinky, Oktar, one of our channel members. I see Gen 1 Red Alert, another channel member. Thank you guys for your support. I appreciate that. Ditto, Void Edits, Wolfman, Fong Vang, William Wilkinson, Joey Johnston, I saw Super VH in here, Stan Tarvin, Robot Girl joining the stream. Welcome to everybody who has been here all along, and welcome to everybody who's just joining us. If it's your first time, thank you for being here. And if we haven't seen you in a while, welcome back. So we're going to talk about the news. Since I had slides prepared from last week and there was important stuff to talk about, I'm still going to go ahead and cover all of that as well. So we got an all right. Looks like Oktar and Gen 1 Red Alert also just got renewed their membership. So thank you very much for you guys. If anybody else wants to help support, channel memberships are available. Hit that join button down there. Or you could always subscribe using this little button, which I haven't updated in a very long time because it's still showing 3.9K subs. But we just passed 1,000. That's 11,000 rather. That's kind of crazy. 1,000 more than 10,000. So I guess is what I was thinking. But yeah, it's so cool. But all those other 10,000 whatever people don't count. It's you guys who are in chat watching right now, and anybody who's watching the replay, you guys count too. It's all those people who don't watch. But anyway, thank you all for watching and being here. How about we go talk about the news? And yeah, I do have crystals to crack as usual. So this weekend's event is called Flux. So what does that mean? Don't know. We're not gonna find out tonight. But they've got to have an event name. So gather your alliance and take part in the weekend's event to win. This is the big one, a 4-star part for the Titans, Fortress Maximus or Scorponok, depending on your faction. You can also win up to 1,650 5-star shards, 5,200 4-star shards. That's 2 full 4-star crystals. 13,000 3-stars shards and 60,000 premium shards. Also up for grabs is 325,000 spark and combiner spark, plus also a bunch of power cores and Mark III battle boost chests, which they didn't put in the newsletter, and I didn't bother counting. But it's there. So this is a totalizer event, one big prize board. Starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time, and Super XP throughout the event, which apparently has become standard. You got to be headquarters level 4 and be in an alliance. You hit the yellow event button, pick your zone, win the battle, collect the points, and collect your prizes. And then battle zones are the standard battle zones. And here is a list of the totalizer prizes. There's a whole lot of prizes all the way throughout the event. But the big one comes at the very end at tier 100. After you and your alliance score 1,750,000 points, you will collect that 4-star Titan part. Now, if you happen to be in an alliance that can't quite score that many, excuse me, save your 4-star shards because it will come out for purchase. If it's anything like Metroplex, it'll be sold for 4-star shards. It'll be a bunch of them. I believe Metroplex was, 30 or 40,000 4-star shards. I currently have over 50,000 4-star shards available, saved up. So, yeah, if you can't hit that, don't worry. It'll be available. It might be a couple months from now, but it will be available in 4-star shards most likely. Excuse me, I just swallowed some spit there. Don't you hate when that happens? All right, so here's some slides that we had from last week which I wanted to cover. And so the release cadence changes. Basically what that is, from the time that they release a bot in an event until the point where it becomes in bundles, where it comes into premium crystals and available and stuff like that. For the longest time, for years, I've been like, man, I need to figure this out. I want to figure this out, but I never did. Well, it's a good thing I didn't, because they just changed it, and now they're telling you. So they said you would have to wait 6 months until it became available in the premium crystals. But now the bots are going to be released as endurance events. They say 2, 3, 4, and 5-star shards, but that's wrong, because unless they're changing it, the 2-star bots are not available in the endurance. But that's besides the point. The shard exchange is unlocked, and they say it's not ranks; it's the 2, 3, 4-star exchange from the MIA. So basically, they'll be, if you earn character shards, you'll be able to purchase the character with the appropriate character shards. 4 weeks, so 1 month roughly after the initial release. They say it typically falls on the new combat bot event. You will get the bundle for the previous bot, and they'll also release the G1 core to go along with that bundle, of course. So Ability 11 will be released, and the duplicate bots from the bundle will also be able to drop G1 cores, and the profile bundles are unlocked. And that got me thinking, is like, they talked about that for a while, and I never saw any news about profile bundles. I don't know, maybe I missed it. I don't think it was one of the weeks that I didn't stream, because I still checked the news. I don't remember any kind of announcement that the profile bundles had been released or how they worked. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. In case you haven't seen it, the profile bundles are in the game now. So who knew? Maybe you guys did, but I didn't until I saw this last week. Anyway, so 3 months after the initial release, all the new bot will be available in premium crystals. So if you miss out on a bot during an event and you can't or don't want to spend money on the character specific bundle, 3 months later, you might grab them from a premium crystal. And of course, whenever we say they're available in premium crystals, that also means in the normal 3-star or 4-star crystals as well. So there you go. And the G1 core will also be added to the generic G1 chips. So there you go. So yeah, Professional Husky's even wondering what profile bundles are too. So how about we go and talk about that? In fact, I have a nice little slide here. We'll hop over to the game real quick. Let me show you. All right, so I was wondering profile bundles. I know they talked that they were coming, and where were they going to be? And so I went in here and I was like, okay, so let's just pick a bot. Let's see. First of all, I have some bots I need to rank up, but the one remaining bot that I need is, say, Cybertron Jetfire as a 4-star. So let me go see if I can find him somewhere. Okay, so here he is. So you hit the little information box, the button or the button for the power cores, whatever, brings up the profile, right? Okay, so I'm looking like, okay, so no bundle here. Don't see any bundle. Still don't see any bundle. I don't see any bundles anywhere. Okay, so there's where you can replay the story, right? Okay, here's where it is. If you go over to the rank screen and you click or tap the rank up button, all right, clearly I can't rank up because it says I need more Jetfire shards. So here's this get more shards button. You tap that, and there's your profile bundles. There you go. So if you want to buy a character specific bundle, you go into their profile, you go to rank, you hit get more rank up, then get more shards, and you'll see the profile bundles here. And as you can see, I'm presented with $10, $20, $40, and $100 options. Now, it doesn't have to be a bot that you're missing. It can be any bot that you have. So here, I'm going to just pick Beast Wars Silverbolt just out of the blue because he happens to be right there. Clearly, I have the 4-star right here. I go to rank up. So, and he's pretty close. But if I just want to rank him up, I still have the get more shards. And there's his profile bundle. So there you can do that for any bot in the game that has reached that point. So like they said, the new bots that haven't quite reached the point where they're available in the crystals or until they've released it. What is it? What they say, 4 weeks after the initial release. That's when these character bundles will show up. But the thing is, though, if you don't have any level of the bot, I don't think this quite works, because if you go down here, so like top spin, I don't have any top spin, and the only option is to you have to have the character crystals. So let's try Cybertron Jetfire. So again, this would be a case where if I were to be able to have the profile bundles available, I would hope it would be here. So apparently the profile bundles only works if you already have at least one level of the bot. So if you have a 2-star of the bot, then you should be able to purchase the profile bundle for that bot. But if you don't have them at all, you're out of luck until you can grab at least the 2-star version of it, apparently. Unless somebody knows differently, that's what it appears to me. Again, Top Spin and Roadbuster are too new. They wouldn't even have their profile bundles available yet, or Top Spin might have it, but clearly it's not available from this section. So there you go. That's the profile bundles. So Mega Prime say I found it out 2 weeks ago on accident, right? You completely missed it. We'll take a look at it again when we get back to the game. Basically, you go to the go like you're going to rank up a bot, and then hit the get more shards button, and then that's where you'll see the bundles. All right, so moving on. So talking about Top Spin and Terramander, those are the new bots. The ability 11 has come out. Yes, it says it'll be released this week's content update, which remember was last week. The Dark Beam, the ability 11 bonus is enemy damage under the clouds is lowered by an extra 10% on top of lowering the damage by 60% already for 17 seconds. So, and talking about the 4-star Titans, this was the news from last week. Basically, the depending on which Titan you choose, the base will have an extra added effect. Fortress Maximus and Scorponok bonus will be that your shock towers and EMP defense bolt deals an additional 10% damage, and your outpost bots and combiners will deal 10% more electrical damage. And the 4-star ability for these two Titans will be to create a powerful storm that deals electric damage to your target and electric damage to nearby targets over a few seconds. And it does have a cooldown, which is pretty normal. So that's the news for the 4-star Titans. We also got the news last week about Braun. He was originally released or revealed to look this way, and they had kind of a paint over showing him to look more like his. I think this is a Power of the Primes figure, so you can see the yellow is a lot brighter. And as you can see, they did go ahead and make that change, so now he looks a little bit more like the toy in the original cartoon model. So when Braun shows up here in 5 weeks, I think, he will be looking a lot better. Okay, so this is the news that was in this week's newsletter. So that all was last week's news. I agree, Furry Hunter, that Braun, I think, looks a lot better with the new colors. Okay, so the release this week is the Power Core Exchange, the conversion and upgrade. This is a new thing. You may have seen it already in the game. If not, we'll be covering it here in a moment. And they talked about this a few weeks ago. And basically, if you've got a lot of power cores, you've got a lot of silver power cores, you get a lot of silver power cores, what can you do besides feeding them to fuse and upgrade your other power cores? Maybe you want to get can you use them to get a gold power core? If you got a bunch of golds, can you use them to get a G metal? Yes, you can. They had done it through a ticketing system a while back where you could write in and you could trade in a whole bunch of them for a core, but I knew that wasn't going to last forever because that was way too manual. But now you can actually exchange the cores whenever you want to. You guys go into your Power Core lab, and if you don't have a Power Core lab, if you're kind of new to the game, I believe it unlocks at headquarters level 8, and that's where you'll get the lowdown on that. So you'll be able to do this right away, although you won't have any power cores until right away to be able to convert. So they've added an extra little option off to the side where you can hit convert cores. And so basically you can choose the certain number of silver cores, and you can convert them into a gold chip. There's 2 levels you can do. There's convert and upgrade. And so there's a lot of words here. Basically, convert is you can get a gold or G metal chip that will give you a random core of that type, either bot or building. You can only turn bots into bot chips and building cores into building chips. But converting them, you get random cores. If you want a specific core, if you have the certain amount of number of that same exact core, you can upgrade that core and guarantee. Like, say you had 10 volatile mixture cores of silver. 10 is the number. So say you had 10 silver volatile mixture cores, you could do the upgrade option and turn that into a guaranteed gold volatile mixture core. Or you could do 5 and just turn it into a gold chip, which could be anything. So that kind of we'll take a look at it. So here's the pricing. So basically, conversion to give you the random chip. It takes 5 of any type to turn it into a specific core. It will take 10 of that exact same type. And so there you go. It all kind of lays it out there. And before we go to the community corner, it's a lot of words. It's a lot of talking. It's easier to show you. But again, here's for Ditto. Yes, I accidentally hit the button on my watch and Siri started talking to me. So again, so the profile bundles, if you go into the profile, you go to rank, go like you're going to rank up. And then you hit get more shards, and then you'll find the profile bundles. So that's how you get that. Now the power cores. You go into the power core lab. So there you go. You can see the new menu item, convert cores. You tap on that, and it takes you initially to the convert cores screen. You can tap upgrade cores, so you can see it will take 10, and you can always go back to convert cores. So what you would do is we'll go silver. So I'll just find where I have a few different ones. So I could take so enhanced ordnance, and I'll pick a reflective coating, and I could pick any combination of any of these that I want. So I've chosen any 5 silver cores. I hit convert. It asks, "Are you sure?" You hit OK, and I get a gold bot core chip. So this kit, and so I can go use the chip, and it will give me any random gold bot power core, not any specific one. So there you go. The same thing works. You could do the same thing with gold into G metal, or you could do, and that's whether bot or building. Now upgrade is different. It takes 10. So this is where you could go. You choose 10 of them, and it doesn't cost any other resources. It only takes the cores. It doesn't take any additional energon or anything like that. So that's nice. So now here to upgrade, again, it tells you over on the side that you need 10 of them, but it has to be the specific one, and it will be based on the first one that you choose. So the first one, so I'll choose enhanced ordnance, and it'll take 10 of them. So it tells me I've got 2 selected. Now I'm going to try to tap this shield, and it'll tell me very quickly that before you can read it, wrong power core type, all cores must be the same type. So we'll go back, and so now we'll go in and choose 10 silver enhanced ordnance cores, upgrade, and this is my first time doing this, so I don't even know how it's going to come out. And boom, it just gives you straight out a gold enhanced ordnance power core. So that's your new power core conversions, and it is that easy. And it works the same way for gold. It works the same way for the building, for silver or gold. It costs you 5 of any type to get a random chip, and it will cost you 10 of the exact same type to upgrade to that specific one. So this is actually great in the case there. Like enhanced ordnance was a good one to choose because that's a good core. I don't need all those silver enhanced ordnances. I wouldn't mind having a gold enhanced ordnance. And actually, as it turns out, I actually have plenty of gold enhanced ordnances, and I wouldn't mind having a G metal one. Boom, there you go. Instant G metal enhanced ordnance without even having to try for it. Of course, it helps that I happen to have all those gold ones. The problem is, if you had, well, I guess it's not really a problem. You just have to think about it. So, like, you say you've got all those tactician cores. Unless you really like the tactician core, I'm not a particular fan. So I would go over here, and so let's go look at all of the tactician food that I have. Look at all of these that I have. I could totally turn those into a whole bunch of G metals, but I don't want to. So I'm just going to grab 5 tactician cores, and I'm just going to turn it into a G metal chip. So you could certainly do that. If you got a bunch of cores that you don't like and you haven't got around to fusing them yet, you could always just upgrade, convert them into to a chip to get hopefully something else. I mean, the worst thing out of that is if I use that chip and get a G Metal Tactician. Although I would have saved 5 cores though if it works out that way. So there you go. So that's kind of how the power core conversions and upgrades work. I guess before we get to it, I don't know if everybody noticed. If you haven't been in the game, there are some achievements in the game. They showed up today. There is a welcome package which gives you 2,500 coins. Which, if you haven't purchased all of the build bots yet, go use that for a build bot. Otherwise, enjoy the coins for whatever you want. And then there's also I saw some XP items. And then there's also a welcome package too. I believe if you have to level your headquarters up a little bit extra, since I'm basically max, I got them both right away. It looks like we're getting 2,500 4-star shards and maybe 10,000 premium shards and 50,000 sparks. So that's a nice one. So if you haven't got those achievements yet, go get them. Let's go back to, okay, so Community Corner. So we'll go ahead and switch screens again because we're going back into Discord again. So we're going to start with Razorquake, who did let us know that he will unfortunately not be able to be here to bask in his glory from all of his contributions. But he always does do the nice renders of the Transformers in Forza Horizon 6, I think. I can't ever remember. But he's got a Earthspark Bumblebee here. Big Daddy, who is one of the Autobot Combat Bot, who will be coming in next week's event. So he did a nice job there. And he's got Bayverse Twin Twist, which I think is cool. Because the wreckers in, what was it, Dark of the Moon, Leadfoot and Roadbuster and Topspin were NASCAR. Target, I can't remember Roadbuster off the top of my head. And I think Lowe's was, Leadfoot was Target, Topspin was Lowe's, and I cannot remember Roadbuster. He's green, but I can't remember. But anyway, so he decided... Twin Twist wasn't represented there, but he went with the NASCAR, so he chose the M&M car. So nice job. So Roadbuster was 88, but I can't remember the sponsor. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so we've got Full Tilt here, which he's a very Cybertronian car. Doesn't look like anything on the road for real, so I think he did a good job with that. Brawn, that's a good choice for a vehicle for Brawn. That I think is basically a modern representation of what he would have been. If Brawn were to scan a car from today, that would probably be the car he would pick. We got Crosscut and Reboost, basically a couple of recolors of skids. Was Roadbuster Mountain Dew? I don't remember the green being as bright, but it might be. It might be. Because I was thinking Mountain Dew, but I didn't think the green was as bright as what I normally associate with Mountain Dew. But you guys are usually right. So, and then we've got Burnout, who also is a recolor of skids, more specifically in the Legacy. What is it? The Speedia 500 Velocitron line. So even in homages, we get repaints and recolors. So thank you for that, Razorquake. Next up, we've got PB2, who is our resident Transformers Minecraft architect. We've got Roller Force, who is the Decepticon combat bot coming next week. And we've got Brawn. I believe we got Big Daddy last week, maybe. Or maybe it's coming up. As when I say last week, I mean last stream. Grand Galvatron has got nice embroidery here. I believe this is Rumble. if I remember correctly, because we had done Sea Spray and Alana, and this, I believe, was supposed to be Rumble turning into a tree. So, oh, there's Big Daddy. Okay, so yeah, so I knew I saw Big Daddy in Minecraft. I knew it. I knew it. And PB2 also recognized that you totally forgot to do Jetfire Sky Striker. So there you go, hanging out with Hound Vamp. And we have another embroidery from Grand Galvatron. I'm not placing this. I want to say animated Soundwave. Does that sound right? Like Transformers animated Soundwave. He's kind of got like that Decepticon crest there, and I know animated was kind of cartoony. So I'm saying animated Soundwave. Oh, yep, Red Alert, Super VH. You guys see? Sometimes I know my stuff. And we've got Razorquake also in here, wishing us a belated happy Valentine's Day. To be fair, he did post this last week, so it was early when he posted it. It's late when I'm displaying it. So Optimus and Jazz apparently are fighting for RC's affections. They're both asking for her to be their Valentine. And but they both lost out to Bumblebee apparently. So Bumblebee won RC's affections for Valentine's Day. Just don't tell Springer or Hot Rod. So there is our community corner for this week. Thank you to everybody for your contributions. And that's going to basically do it for the news. If you happen to be watching somewhere other than YouTube, there's the link to the channel, youtube.com/engineerhoist. Pretty easy to remember. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter for very infrequent behind-the-scenes content at Engineer Hoist. And let's roll the credits and say thank you to everybody who has helped support all of our channel members, as well as all of our moderators who help out both here and in the Discord server. So Red Alert is saying there is a picture in the collection section. So there we go. So that's really cool. It looks like he's got Legacy Tarn already. I'm still waiting for my Legacy Tarn to show up. Yeah, we got Star Saber over there, fantastic, and also the I know what it is, but the words are escaping me right now. The Optimus Prime is the movie masterpiece Bumblebee movie version, and I believe you said you also got an upgrade kit for it. So I think it looks amazing. Honestly, I was going to pass on that bot at first, and then I don't remember who got it. I think Bert the Stormtrooper got it, and I said I thought it, and it looked great. I went out, looked for it, and found it nearby, picked it up, and very happy with it. It's a really good one. It's a great look. The transformation is actually not even that bad, especially for a masterpiece. Very, very fun figure. Yeah, I don't happen to have the upgrade for it, so my truck still has the cat ears, as everybody says. But I keep them in robot mode, so I never see that anyway. So yeah, very cool. All right, so see what else do we have seen? I love Crazy Bert's videos. Yeah, Bert's. If you think his videos are crazy, you should you should meet him in person. You probably did when you might have seen him in person at DFCon. Yeah, Bert is a real character for sure. Let's see. AJ here is saying next month I'm going to be getting Legacy Laser Optimus. Very cool. I haven't seen Tarn in the stores yet. Yeah, I haven't even. I've had them pre-ordered on Amazon. I haven't. It hasn't come in. Some of the other bots, like the Leo Prime and Breakdown, and I'm looking over here, and Hot Shot came in, but still haven't seen Scrap Heap. Is that what it is? Whoever the Junkion is, and the Tarn either. Oh, your Tarn came from Pulse. Okay. I usually order it at Amazon because I don't like paying for shipping if I don't have to. And I'm not paying for Pulse Premium. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing any more one chip challenges after how that one turned out. Luckily, everybody turned out okay, but it was pretty scary. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out Bert the Stormtrooper's channel or even Patriot Prime because they both simultaneously streamed the Packy one chip challenge. I participated in that and I made it through, but you know what? That's my one. It's a one chip challenge. And I did my one. I'm not going to do it again. I mean, it's fine. But yeah, I don't need to do it again. So, that's the joke. A guy almost died. Now, I don't think he was ever really in danger of dying, but he did have a really bad reaction indeed. Let's see. Got Needle Nose from the comic store. Oh, cool. Yeah, Needle Nose is fantastic. Yeah, I still haven't put him away yet. He's still flying around over here too. We'll get into the toy section of the stream here in a little bit. Yeah, we have some crystals to crack. Let's see. Who agrees that animated Soundwave looks like Zurg from Buzz Lightyear? Kind of, a little bit. All right, so let's go over here. So we've got a bunch of crystals. I don't even know all what I have. So we do have at least one extra gold chip and one extra G metal chip from those conversions that I did earlier. As far as status of the crystals, oh look, I have premium crystals. Oh right, because the welcome. I almost said the welcome committee, and then I wanted to say the welcome party, the welcome achievement. So we've got 3-star crystals, we've got 4-star crystals, shards. You can see where that all is. We just opened a 5-star, so naturally I don't have many of those. We are close to a 5-star combat chip. And the Prime Core chips, just shy of the next defensive Prime Core chip. Although I'm not too worried about that because the ones that I do have already, for some reason I haven't even put them on a defense yet. So and as far as 4-star crystals go, I'm trying to stay above 50,000 because I can't imagine they're going to charge more than 50,000. I'm thinking it's probably going to be more like 40,000 for the 4-star Fortress Maximus part. And like I said, it's probably at least 2 months away, and we're going to keep getting them more. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a 4-star crystal. And I'm going to go ahead and grab these 10 premium crystals because I only buy premium crystals in batches of 10 now. So those other 6 are just going to wait there. And so, even so, I did use some of the premium shards on some Decepticon crystals. I did use some 4-star shards. I have 2 Decepticon 4-star crystals in here. So we've got quite a few. We've got quite a few of that. Asking if I'm not doing the Titan event. We'll be playing it, but I don't jump out of my alliance to go, score a ridiculous, crazy amount of points to try to get the 4-star part. It's just not worth it to me. I don't need it. I don't need him 4-star right away. So I know it's going to be available with shards. So I'm just planning ahead. So when the 4-star part becomes available for purchase with 4-star shards, I just hit buy and it's good. And then I didn't have to commit an entire weekend to go try and do it. That's no disrespect to anybody out there who chooses to do that. More power to you. I'm happy for you. It's just not something I choose to do or how I choose to play the game. So, what is this here? I think this is a War for Cybertron chip. Yes, looks like Galvatron. So we could do a War for Cybertron Galvatron. And we've got some kind of gold power core chip here. On stream, they said maybe 6 months for a 4-star part. Yeah, okay. I'm just saying it's months away. It's not happening anytime soon. It's not like you play the event and it'll be right away. So, it and if it's 6 months, well then it's 6 months, and that's fine. Okay, so we got 2 more gold chips over here. I didn't even see what that last one was. All right, so we've got a volatile mixture. That's a nice gold one to have. And rejuvenate. That's another nice gold one. And we've got these here too. These are just normal gold. Those must have been bot gold chips, and these are normal gold chips. Enhanced ordnance. Did we just do something with enhanced ordnance? Now I got more gold enhanced ordnance. Not that I'm complaining. Rejuvenate again. Do I have Shattered Glass Blaster, Shattered Glass Soundwave skins? Those are from the last Cyber Pass, so yes. Clear Mine. I haven't quite completed this Cyber Pass, which is Air Raid and... Who's the other one? Blast Off, I think? I haven't quite completed this Cyber Pass yet, but I've managed to complete all the other ones to get the skins. G-Metal Explosive Shells. Very cool. I don't think I need one of those. I think I have G-Metal Explosive Shells for all of my cannons. See William Edward Hackman confirming Blast Off. Thank you, guys. And we've got a couple of G-Metal chips here. This one is, I guess we'll find out. I was trying to tap the question mark for information, but I always miss. And it is a G-Metal flak jacket. Boy, I wish there was something you could do to convert useless G-Metal cores into something. I guess they're just relegated to only food. And this is, what, Hot Rod? G1 Hot Rod. Blessing of the Matrix makes yourself and your target 5% faster. Cool. And I happen to have some free crystals here just because I've been claiming them and just haven't followed through to cracking them. So we'll just get through this. It's not even a dupe city because it's going to drop stuff other than dupes, like Spark. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll be surprised with one of those very rare 4-star free crystal drops. It has happened. There's a Tarantulas. Got the G-Metal Flak Jacket, got it on the 4-star Brawl. Yeah, I'll tell you, I've got Flak Jacket on some of my bots because if there's no other volatile mixture or any other better core for them, Flak Jacket's better than nothing. All right, so the free crystal were pretty standard free crystals, and got pretty much nothing. Okay, cool. Did you see that you can skip when you use 10 at a time? I did not see that. So let's try that now. Let's do these premium chips 10 at a time. Oh yeah, skip sequence. That's a new thing. Thank you for letting me know that. I did not see that. Well, there you go. Bonus content. Thank you, Stan. That is a new update. And it's all Dupe City. Unfortunately, we have to finish these premium chips one at a time. Now, I do like that, but you know what I would really like? I've mentioned it before, and I'll say it again. if the times 10 button was an up to 10 button. So like if you got 5 left, you leave that 10 active, it'll just go ahead and run through those 5 that you have left. Instead of having it open. Because I mean the worst time is when you got 9. Because you're practically cracking 10 already. That's why I don't bother getting the premium crystals except in batches of 10. Because, if I buy them in a batch of 10, I bring them over here, I can crack them in a batch of 10. Real easy. Of course, when you're earning them from an event, or like where these premium shards came from, or these premium crystals, premium combat chips came from, not a lot of control about that. You could buy the premium crystals individually to make it a multiple of 10 if you end up with something other than that. So, I mean, I'm not super strict about it, but I avoid it if I can, All right, so let's activate the times 10 button again. Let's run through some Autobot crystals. I suppose we could skip the sequence, but it's kind of fun watching them go through. They run some time through and gives us a chance to chat. I will tell you, if I were to ever crack crystals on my own again, I would totally hit that skip sequence button. Yeah, so anybody who doesn't have the Titan, you got to get to headquarters level 17 to unlock Metroplex. And yeah, some people do have the Fortress Maximus part, like the 2-star, maybe even the 3-star part, because I believe they gave those out during an event a little while ago. But even if you were not at the headquarters level to be able to use it, you still have it in your inventory, but you got to level up your headquarters to get there. The good news is you'll have that second Titan already there available. Blaster. So I would imagine if you use a skip sequence and you did actually get something new, you wouldn't get a nice, fun animation like this. I don't think it would probably wouldn't stop and say, "Oh wait, you got something new. Let's celebrate it." It probably just you have to look and see that you did get something. So there we go. All 3 stars and 2 stars. And of course, by cracking crystals along with the duplicates, you do get the class shards. I think I saw somebody ask me earlier, what is the highest rank bot? If you're talking about like the bot ranks for that. I've only managed to rank, private is the default for everybody. And I think, sergeant or no, corporal, I think is the next one. So I've managed to rank a few of them up to corporal, but nobody's gone beyond that, because that's just a lot of character shards just to get even to the second extra rank, which I believe is sergeant. So there we go. Who's better on defense, Metroplex or Fortress Maximus? Honestly, I don't really know, because I only ever keep Metroplex ranked because, I've got the Metroplex at 4-star, Fortress Maximus at 3-star. They do have the extra effects, but since I knew I wasn't getting the 4-star, I haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to them, to be honest with you. Let's do some more Autobot. I don't think they've changed it, but it looks all the same to me. The one thing that's different is the skip sequence button. Now that Stan told us about. Deploy. Fort Max is better against electric damage bots. Okay, that's interesting. Hey, there's a duplicate star power glide. And away we go. And he gave us one of those G Metal Tacticians. Yay. Let's keep Dupe City going.
Deploy.
The last Cyan says everyone should have a Titan if they've been playing the game longer than a year. I just got to focus on building stuff up, do due diligence, and get it done. If you're playing the game regularly and you're trying in the game, I would tend to agree with that. You know, not everybody plays the game. You know, some people just check in and play casually and aren't really trying to be top level, so it might take them longer or whatever. But if you're playing every day and really doing all the things that you should be doing, then yeah, I think within a year it's definitely doable. And look at that, another 4-star power glide. We got a useful gold rejuvenate core out of it this time.
Roll now.
Try cracking only one. You think it's more noticeable with one?
Roll now.
Well, I was cracking the other ones before the whatchamacallits. Power core chips. I didn't notice anything. I do have a couple more. I do have a couple of 4-star crystals to crack here in a minute, so we'll see. We'll see him with the one at a time.
Deploy.
It's small yet different. Are you gonna give us a clue of what it is, or are you just trying to play a game and see if we can spot the difference, kind of deal? So we've got Decepticon premium crystals here. Slightly better chance of getting a new bot or two out of these crystals, but still most likely to be Dupe City. Lug nut. So there we go. We ended up with duplicates of 3-star Lugnut, Galvatron, and Straxus. And there's Lugnut again. Yes, crush them. Death Chicken. Duplicate 3-star. I still haven't found the 4-star Death Chicken.
Crush them.
I did just get the 4-star Lugnut, though. Very happy about that. He's been leveling him up. He's spending most of his time in the dispatch missions just because he's kind of low level, and the dispatch missions always pick the lower. They don't ever pick the highest level bots, and so since he's still kind of on the lower end of the totem pole, he tends to get picked for the dispatch missions. That's okay. My 3-star is still stronger than him anyway right now. Got 4-star Lugnut this morning when you woke up. Well, congrats! 4-star Lugnut is amazing. Glorious, I should say. Lugnut is glorious. You had 3-star Dinobot Dose. Go by there, or Dinobot Do. And we are down to... Is there anything else we can do? Yeah, I think we can spare yet another 4-star crystal. Oh, almost got enough for a batch of 10 3-star crystals. I'm going to do another Decepticon 4-star crystal. Okay, so here we go. Let's do the Autobot first. We're looking for Cybertron Jetfire is the only one that can come out of here. So this is a 99% chance duplicate, probably higher than that. It's a duplicate Monkey Prime with a gold Monkey Prime Transmetal Core. I don't know if I have one of those. I might. Cool. Honestly, I didn't notice any different. So let's crack these Decepticon. See if we can find a new 4-star Decepticon. Not this time. You got Bludgeon. And we got his G1 core. And here's a new 4-star Decepticon. It's Galvatron.
Crush them.
Still didn't really notice anything except for maybe when the text showed up, it was a little bit more like a fade instead of just popping up. Still didn't really notice much of a difference. Well, maybe if we'll get lucky, I'll try to pay a little bit closer attention. No such luck. It's a duplicate Nemesis Prime. And we got a G1 core of him. And also special class shards. So that's a nice thing there. So maybe I am missing out on Autobot character shards, but still getting the class shards. And still getting the 5-star shards still count. So there we go. Crystal cracking is complete. Because the 5 crystals to claim, I'm just getting used to that number because I'm not wasting the Prime Core shards on G-Metal chips when there's Prime Core chips out there to be gotten. And I'm saving my 4-star shards. I'm only buying 3-star crystals in batches of 10. And only buying premium crystals in batches of 10. So I'm just getting used to all of that. That is I'm the kind of person who doesn't have like any that, you know, like you get the little number by your apps on your phone tells you got a notification or whatever. I'm the kind of person that bothers me. I don't have any notification numbers on there because if there's something in there, I got to go clear it. Even if I don't do anything about whatever the notification's saying, I got to go in there and clear it. So it's taken a while for me to get used to this little number down here. So yeah. All right. So there we go. And by the way, it's good to have Adam back on the Earthworld stream. Oh, really? I didn't manage to get to see the stream earlier today, so that's cool. One of the OG developers for Earth Wars. All right, so unless there's any questions, I think that's pretty much it for the Earth Wars content. I suppose, before we get out of here, I can show you, let's see, what are we going to do? Combat Bot event next week. Decepticons going for Roller Force, Autobots for Big Daddy. I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen their abilities yet. About 5 weeks from now, new bots coming to the game. Decepticons full tilt. The Autobots brawn. So here, see, they're the same size. Ignore the focus. They're actually right next to each other. They're not like one in front of the other. They're the same size. So full tilt and brawn are the next bots coming. About 5 weeks away for them. So. No battling? No, not usually. They stopped production on the Boom Beach game he was on, so he's back. Oh, cool. Well, not cool that they stopped the production on the game, but cool that he's back. All right, so this is the time where we transition into talking about the toys, right? All right, so I've had to slow down my purchases a little bit. But one thing I did recently do is I got this guy a while back. This is the Toy World Skyburst. He was a battleship when last we saw him back in December timeframe. I finally got around to transforming this guy, and I think he looks really cool. The problem is, as is usually the case with these Toy World World War II, World War One type of figures, there's issues with tolerances. It's kind of weird because a lot of them, they're very tight tolerances, like you're scared to break things, and sometimes you do. And then there's other joints like his ankles, usually a critical robot supporting joint, which is like loose as if it's like hardly barely hanging on. So, but I mean, he looks great. And this whole back piece, I don't know if it's supposed to come off, but it can. It's kind of got a hinge, like a couple of pieces here, and it's got like clips, so it doesn't look like I broke anything to take it off of there. But this is like a double hinge in here, and good luck getting in there to like actually clip that back on. Luckily, it does kind of slide in here pretty easily in bot mode to fill the gap. And if I were to put him back into the ship mode, there is an additional place where it kind of would tab on to the ship. So it's fine, but it seems it's a little weird, but yeah. So like I said, like his ankle here, you can see is very very loose, but so many other things are super tight, but then his ankle is loose and all that. So, and I think this was partially my fault because I was trying to spin this the wrong way, and it ended up snapping off. But in my defense, their instructions are terrible. It's tiny little pictures, which barely, for a big figure, and it's not clear at all. I just didn't even bother using the instructions. I just try to do the best I can to see where he came apart and what moved, and just brought up a picture of the final image to see what a final goal I was going for, because the instructions are absolute trash. They might as well not even wasted the paper they were printed on. But beyond that, he looks great in battleship mode. He looks great in Jetfire mode, and apparently, supposedly, you could do with him like you can do with the Studio Series Jetfire, where you can actually take him apart and use him to armor up the Studio Series Optimus Prime, which is probably why that whole back piece comes off or whatever. But I'm not doing that with this guy. He's just going to be that. Besides, I've still got my Studio Series Jetfire armored up on Optimus Prime since I got him. So he's been Jetfire, like a fully contained Jetfire, for about a half an hour after I opened him, and then he hasn't been whole ever since. So. Run a heat gun over a little before you try to move joints around. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. But yeah, that's okay. It's interesting because this piece here, it does. I'm pretty sure this is die cast. This is like the front bow of the ship, and it's a pretty clean break. So. And it's a very tight joint, so I could, when I decide where I want to, what mode I want to put it in, I don't think I'll be able to move this around to transform it, but I've got some pretty good epoxy glue, like a plastic weld type of stuff that I'm pretty sure I'll be able to attach this well enough to stay on, so it'll look right instead of having to be around. I doubt it will hold up to, like I said, I doubt it'll hold up to transforming, but at least it'll hold it in place. So there is a Toy World Skyburst, aka Jetfire. The only other new thing I got is got a tip that Walgreens had Minerva in stock online a while back, and I ran over there and placed my order, and Minerva is now here. So if you have the Legacy Elita 1, it's basically the same bot. In fact, I would call Legacy Elita 1 a pre-paint of Minerva. It was pretty obvious from the time that we saw Elita that there was going to be a Minerva coming. New head sculpt, obviously. Instead of the Elita head that sticks out, she actually has like a light bar. I haven't compared them side by side, but I think that's pretty much the extent of the differences. Transformation is exactly the same. Because it's Minerva, I do like that these fenders are up higher, because that's kind of how Minerva is normally represented. Whereas on my Elita 1, I usually keep them folded down, instead of having the giant shoulder columns, kind of like Ultra Magnus, really, So, and that's pretty much it, unless you want to see, this is the Transformers movie color G1 Hot Rod transformed into his vehicle mode. This was very difficult to transform. It was a grueling 10 seconds to get him from one mode to the other. He's a G1 bot. They're easy. This is the joke, right? Yeah. They named Jetfire Skyburst. Isn't that already a Transformer name? Well, they named him Sky Space Burst. Completely different. And it's also different characters. So, I mean, they could have named him something else. But Skyburst was the only Skyburst I'm aware of is the Rust Renegade / Torchbearer. You guys know Skyburst from the game. But it's been a while since she came out, so maybe the trademark, who knows? Regardless, it's not the same character, not even close to the same characters. So it's not, I don't know how all that stuff works. I'm not a lawyer, and honestly, don't care. It is what it is. He's Jetfire. We only mention he's Skyburst because that's the name you need to look up to purchase him or to look for instructions on him or whatever. But when I see him on my shelf, I'm going to see Jetfire. So Hot Rod has a tendency to get in the way. Yeah, so does Jetfire apparently. It was pretty cool with him, when he's in battleship mode. He does come with like a dedicated stand, but you could actually take his cane and his axe, and that actually will connect and can be a stand on its own for the ship. So yeah, pretty cool. So overall, I like him. The paint job, the decoration is really cool. I mean, they've got like a lot of battle damage on there. And yeah, it's just pretty standard issues with the Toy World World War whatever line, where it's some joints are overly tight and others are overly loose on the same figure. So easy enough to tighten up the loose joints, get some like floor polish or something, get it in there, and easy enough to do that. Loosening them up is not quite as easy, and and again, the instructions are trash, absolute garbage. And did get breakdown a while ago. We haven't seen Menasor yet. Honestly, the reason why we haven't seen Menasor yet is because I'm in the process of trying to reorganize, and my Legacy Stunticons are kind of packed away at the moment. I know which box they're in, but they're kind of packed away at the moment. But then I was thinking about bringing them out, but then I thought about it, and I currently have Drag Strip, Wild Rider, and Motormaster, including the trailer, toy haxed. But Dead End and Breakdown are not toy haxed. I have not ordered the Dead End set yet, but it's in my cart. Breakdown does not have a set available yet. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting. I've got Dead End and a few other sets in there, including what they've released for Star Sabers so far. I've got those already in my cart waiting. As soon as Toy Hacks releases a set for Dead End, I'm going to add that to my cart and ship it all out. I'm going to go ahead and Toy Hacks up Dead End. I'm going to Toy Hacks Breakdown. And we'll take a look at Menasor in his fully Toy Haxed glory. So that's why we haven't seen Menasor yet. But yeah, there we go. So I've had my Combiner Wars Menasor on the shelf for a while, for pretty much since he came out. And as garbage as he is, he was the only Menasor I had for a while. Well, he's definitely going to be coming down in favor of these guys. These guys, Menasor is amazing. Breakdown and the Wild Rider with the way they transform, they're fine. Dead End, I think, if I recall, the feet were a little disappointing. I remember when we saw these guys, they were transformed weird in their bot mode, like the way the front transforms, the way the hood transforms. So to get it comes apart, right? So you got to get in there and get this out of the way first. So it comes apart, and that honestly, I think it does this just for the clearance, because with all the tabs and how it tabs together, it doesn't work well unless you move those out of the way. So these come apart for clearance. And when they had him transformed, they had this all still apart, and so it was looking all weird. In fact, I'll go ahead and transform him. Like it's such a chore. Oh my gosh, I got to transform a toy. Can't believe the things you guys get me to do. So much work. I have no fingernails, so I have a spudger wherever I go, so I can get in there and get these fists out. All right, so I don't know if they did it for Breakdown, but they definitely had done it for Wild Rider. So when we first got the first images of Wild Rider, they had him transformed with the back like this, looking all weird with it all flayed out. And everybody was like, what is that? What are they thinking? What is that? That's ridiculous. Why are they doing that? And honestly, I think that was mistransformed. I think, they were made to come open out like that so you could actually transform him, and then you put it back together for the actual bot mode. And see, you do that, he looks fine. So I think the initial images that we saw, and again, this was Wild Rider, but where they had them with these out, I'm positive they just did. The person who was doing that just didn't know that it was supposed to go back together, because it's not often that you have a transformer that has like a part that moves out of the way temporarily and then moves back in. Usually if it moves from this point to that point, and then it stays there, and then it moves back, when you go back the other way. It doesn't often move out of the way and then come back together, where it's only just like a temporary kind of a temporary movement. And so I think that's what happened there. So let's see what kind of question you guys had. Let's see. Do I have Triptychon? If you're talking about the toy, this guy should be able to answer that for you. This is Full Tilt. He only came with Triptychon, so yes, I do have Triptychon. I have Full Tilt. I have Toy Hacks labels applied to Full Tilt. I have the set for Triptychon. In fact, I've had the set for a few years, but I just haven't ever sat down to put the stickers on the entirety of Triptychon yet. In fact, I've got stickers for all of the Titans. I don't have Metroplex or Fortress Maximus because I wasn't really doing the Toy Hacks yet, and I put on the stickers that came with those bots. But by the time Triptychon came around, I was looking more about Toy Hacks, and I was like, these are way better. And so I got the set for Triptychon. I've got a set for Scorponok. I've got the set for Omega Supreme. Got the set for the Arc. I've got the set for the Cybertron Metroplex. I did apply the Arc, and I have applied Omega Supreme. I have not done Triptychon. I've not done Scorponok. I have not done Cybertron Metroplex yet. And it does take a while to do a Titan. Omega Supreme and the Arc, they both took a while. It took me like the better part of 2 full days, taking breaks and all that stuff, but the better part of 2 full days to do the Arc. And Omega Supreme, it took me about a week of a couple hours in the evening. A couple hours in the evening for like an entire week to do Omega Supreme. I did do the Titan class Predacons, Predaking. I did put the stickers on them. That was one New Year's Eve. I had no plans, so I actually just, as I'm sitting there watching all the New Year's festivities on the TV, I stickered up Predaking. So it was a good way to spend New Year's Eve, to be honest with you. I had a good time. I think I fell short of finishing it, and I ended up finishing it the next day. Combiner Wars figures are more complex than some modern figures. That every line has some more complex figures and some not quite so complex figures. The bots that look really good but are overly complex. Case in point. Aren't always that fun, to be honest with you. I did not have fun transforming him. He looks great as a battleship. He looks great here in this bot mode. I wish he was more stable than he is. But he does look good. But I did not have fun transforming him. I was nervous the whole way. Because I was afraid that I was going to break him almost everything that I moved, and in one of the cases I was right. So complex is not always fun. Studio series, like look at or pretty much any Bayverse figure. A lot of those are overly complex just because the way the designs are. To try to get a nice looking vehicle into the Bayverse designs is a real challenge, and huge props to the people who figure it out. But some of them, they're just not fun. it's hard to get them in there tabbed up just properly. It's kind of hard, and there's so many of the Bayverse figures I just do not have a good time transforming, and it's kind of a shame. So, and same thing with even the masterpiece figures, that they look great, yeah, but the transformation more often than not is not that fun. So I do like the mainline figures where where I can pick up a figure and just transform it back and forth pretty quickly, pretty easily. If I'm just sitting there, if I'm at work and I'm in a call and I'm kind of just listening, where I can pay attention while I'm fiddling with something in my hands, like a transformer or whatever. If I'm not having to speak or present something or whatever, I usually have a transformer or something in my hands, to transform back and forth or whatever. I could totally pay attention and do all that. But it's just you could do that with something like Brawn. You could totally do that. It's simple. I mean, one step changer type of thing is a little bit too simple, but the mainline style transformers are, I think, the perfect blend of looks and function while still being fun. The masterpiece and a lot of the studio series, like the Bayverse in particular, figures just tend to be a little too complex, and too complex is just not fun. To me, honestly. I mean, clearly, I've gotten a bunch of figures like that. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just from a standpoint of playability, I like the less complex. So you got Power of the Primes, Abominus, and Sinner Twins and then Sinner Twins' head just kind of snapped off, never uncombining with Terracon's real shame. They're the faction that built the channel, the Mercenary Terror. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's always a shame when something breaks, especially a key component. Kind of like this piece that I keep talking about. This it's not a real key piece. I mean, if I never put this back on, honestly, nobody would probably even know. I could hide that away, put Jetfire on the shelf, put that off in a box somewhere, and I probably wouldn't even see it. I mean, I would know it's there subconsciously, because especially now that I've talked about it so darn much. But nobody else that looked at the shelf would even probably know. So, but the head or the dual head of a Terracon, yeah, it's kind of hard to miss. Yeah. I 100% agree with this. Trigger Happy was a figure who was just fun. His transformation was absolutely incredible, fun, and satisfying. 1000% agree. I would say if there was any figure that I ever point out of that entire Prime Wars trilogy, Trigger Happy is one that I point to, that it was just really cool how the transformation worked. Very unique, very unexpected, and really enjoyable the first time that I transformed it, and every time since. I mean, there were others that did a similar thing, like I believe Misfire did a similar thing, but just didn't quite pull it off like Trigger Happy. Trigger Happy is fantastic figure. I 100% agree with that. 1000% agree with that. Just ordered Laser Optimus, Combiner Ores, knockoff Bruticus, and Defensor. And the last one you got was your favorite. Very cool. It's always cool getting new stuff. One of the problems I find myself running into is I find myself too often chasing the new stuff that I don't enjoy the stuff that I do get. you know, a lot of times what I do is I'll get a new figure in. I get it back here. I show it to you guys. I take a few pictures of it, and then I have to put it in a box because my display shelves are kind of filled up with bots that have been there for years. I've actually been kind of in the process of going through and taking those display shelves down because I need to figure out a way to rotate my collection. So when I do get new figures in, I don't have to just put them away and not enjoy them. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the same bots on the shelf that I've been seeing for 5-10 years or whatever. So I'm trying to figure that out. So I've definitely slowed down the amount of stuff that I've been getting. The problem is I ramped up getting more Lego, though. So I slowed down on Transformers and ramped up on Lego. So so it's not really helping. Anyway. Am I getting the leader class Snarl? Well, yes, I'm going to be completing all the Studio Series leader class Dinobots. I've already went in on Grimlock, Slug, and Sludge. I'm definitely getting Snarl and Swoop. Got to. Definitely got to be getting those. And we were talking about Toy Hacks. I think I saw somebody said imagine putting here it is. Imagine putting Toy Hacks labels on Unicron. I did. There's a video. I put you can't see it where he is now, but his maw when he's in planet mode, the claw, the mouth thing or whatever. I got Toy Hacks set on that, and I did a video for that. I also do have they've also released 2 other sets, head and chest, I believe, and then there's also a set for the rings. I have both of them. I have not applied them yet. So, but it makes the maw look fantastic. I don't know if the rings are really going to do a whole lot for it. Certainly wouldn't do a whole lot for you guys in this video because it's kind of blurred there. But remains to be seen about the head and the chest. It might help. It'll probably help a little bit. I don't know about for this view, but not gonna lie. Who displays Terracons in robot mode? I think they're better in beast modes. Honestly, if I was displaying the Terracons, I'd probably be displaying them in Abominus mode. To be honest with you. But if I was not displaying them combined, then yes, I would probably have them in base mode because I agree that's generally what I do. Like bots that have beast modes, I suppose it kind of depends on what they were displayed as or portrayed as, like in the cartoon or the comics or something like the Dinobots. I would totally have the Dinobots in their Dino mode because that's what they were in most of the time. I grew up with the G1 cartoon, and from the G1 cartoon standpoint, they were primarily in their Dino mode. Maybe not when they first showed up, but my favorite memories of the Dinobots were mostly from season 3 when they were comic relief Dinobots, which is what I love about the Dinobots. And they were almost entirely in beast mode. So I would 100% have the Dinobots in their alt mode. Predacons, they were very often in their beast mode as well. So I would probably display them in beast mode. But again, they're combiners, so I usually have them combined. The Beast Wars characters, that's a little bit different because they were largely in their robot modes, even though they did have a beast mode, but they were largely in their robot modes. So them I usually do have as their bot modes. Particularly Black Arachnia, because I don't want to see a spider on my shelf. I would rather see a female with spider legs coming off her arms than a literal spider. So Only keep the combiners in combine mode. And from a shelf display, from a shelf space thing, a single combiner takes up less space. Well, maybe not vertically, but less shelf space as a combiner than 5 individual bots too. Magnaboss, they're actually sitting over here. Magnaboss and Tripredicus, they are in combined mode. Because to be honest with you, Silverbolt, Prowl, and Ironhide, not overly impressed with their individual modes. I mean, they're fine, but it's all about Magnaboss, man. It's all about the Magnaboss. I mean, the individual modes is fine, but it's Magnaboss. So, yeah. The one combiner team that I will probably make an exception on and display the characters, display the figures individually as opposed to combined, is probably going to be the X-Transbots Stunticons, because that Menasor is just so unstable. He does not want to stand up on his own. So but when I do make a place to get them on the shelf, I will probably be taking them apart and displaying them individually, because they do look good as the individual bots, and they stand fine and they pose fine. But as a combiner, that Menasor is just absolutely unstable, and I would not trust it to stand on a shelf. It is currently laying down on its back somewhere. So, but now the Ocular Max or Mastermind Creations, the all-in-one combiners they've done, they did Bruticus, which is great. Very nice and stable. They're working on the what do you call them? The Protective Bots. I've got First Aid here, and recently got Streetwise. So I've got First Aid and Streetwise. The other 3 have yet to be released. So I'm working on a Defensor. These are masterpiece scale. So, and honestly, I think I'll probably just stick with that. If I'm going to do any kind of masterpiece combiners, I'm just going to wait for Ocular Max to do it. Honestly, I'm done with X-Transbots. X-Transbots is dead to me. Every bot that I've gotten with X-Transbots has been disappointing in some way. In general, they're okay, but there's always been some kind of disappointment with them. It's just too much. It's just they're dead to me. Really. It would have to be something really special and really one of a kind for me to do anything with to buy another X-Transbots figure, to be honest with you. I've been enjoying Fans Hobby lately. Like the fact that Minerva that we were seeing before is kind of that I showed off when Minerva came out. It was a masterpiece version. That was a Fans Hobby. They also did a Windblade version of that. Thunder Clash. I got a nice big Thunder Clash. In fact, it's back there somewhere. I got that. It was kind of like it's like Power Master Optimus Prime, but of the Delta Magnus colors with like an Ultra Magnus head. It was like the TFCon exclusive from like the last one. So those were both Fans Hobby. Oh, what else? Pyro. Yeah, it was kind of like the fire truck. He's kind of got like the yellow arms or whatever. So that was a Fans Hobby. So I've gotten quite a bit of Fans Hobby lately. I don't think they've done any combiners yet. So Tarantulas and Tigatron are exceptions to Beast Wars characters who primarily stay in Beast mode. Right. Yeah. So that's true. Because if I remember, Tigatron is usually out and about, and they need to be in their beast mode for the protection from the energon in the air or whatever it was. So yeah, I can see why he would be normally in his alt mode, his beast mode. Oh, that wasn't Rumble. That was Cybertron Megatron. Okay. Well, see, there you go. You got me in the Dark Ages. My Dark Ages of my Transformers knowledge. The whole Unicron trilogy. Let's see, is there a new Optimus coming out? Yes. I don't know specifically, but there's always a new Optimus coming out. I can't tell you what it is, but I can guarantee you there is another Optimus in the pipeline. There will always be another Optimus on its way. Because if they stop releasing Optimus Primes, then they'll lose the trademark, and then anybody can use the Optimus Prime name. And they don't want to do that. That's why and that's why you will always, Optimus is their moneymaker. That's why they will always be having another Bumblebee come out. Bumblebee is their moneymaker. That's why they couldn't call. That's why they couldn't call this guy Hot Rod for a while. They had to go with Rodimus. That's why they couldn't call Shockwave. He was Shock Blast for a while. Swoop had to go by Strafe. Sludge had to go by Slog. These are trademark issues where they didn't put out a toy with that name in enough time, and somebody else was using that name, and so they couldn't use it, so they had to come up with something else. Slag, that's a different story. That wasn't a trademark issue. That was just apparently it's a slang term for a bad word in some countries, and instead of arguing that that wasn't what it was a reference to, it was a reference to like molten metal that was left over from a forging process, which is what it was meant to be. Instead of arguing it, they just said, okay, fine, we'll call him Slug instead. So fine, I don't care. I'll still call him Slag or Slug if it's appropriate. When we're talking in the game, the name that comes up is Slug, so I'm going to say Slug. If you want to call him Slag, that's fine. I go back and forth. Sometimes I call him Slug, sometimes I call him Slag. So, whatever. You guys, we're on a Transformers channel. We're talking about Transformers. We know when we're talking about Slag, we're talking about the Triceratops Dinobot, not about whatever negative term it is. And don't bother explaining it to me. I know what it is. I know where it's from. I know the history of it. I just don't feel like repeating it. Oh, yeah. Remember when Hot Rod had to go by Rodimus in Earth Wars? Oh, yeah. Well, what's funny is clearly I've been doing these videos for a while since the games came out. So, like I said, I refer to them by whatever is displayed in the game. Just a week or two ago, I had a comment from somebody on one of the older videos from like 5 years ago. And said, his name is Swoop, not Strafe. It's like, dude, yeah, the video was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, he was Strafe in the game. Of course, I know the difference, and I'm sure if you watch further in the video, I'm sure I explained that. And if you go look in the game now, it's fine. It's fixed now. But yeah, it's funny. That's not the first time either. I've had a few of those comments over the years where somebody will come by and try to correct me. He's not called Slog. He's Sludge now. It's like, yeah, but 4 years ago when I made the video, he was Slog. Yeah, it's funny. That's fine. People generally don't look at the dates on the videos. I have to tell you, when I'm watching other people's videos or whatever, like particularly like random videos or whatever, looking back through a catalog, I rarely check the dates. I probably do more than anybody just because I'm being a YouTuber and fielding some comments like this, I often will sometimes look at how long ago something was, but it's fine. I just think it's funny. Yeah, I don't get upset by it. I just think it's funny. Who was my first 5-star? Skyburst. Skyburst was my first one. Strafe was also blue in the movies, and he had 2 heads and 2 tails. Complete, but he was a Dinobot. He was the flying Tyrannodon type Dinobot. They called him Strafe in the movie. My guess is they probably would have called him Swoop in the movie if they could have, but they didn't. They called him Strafe, which is, I'm sure, why they used the name Strafe in the game, because it had been established as an alternate name for the flying Dinobot. So they went ahead to go with Strafe until Swoop was allowed to be used again. And the nice thing about having him come in as Strafe and then also having Slag called Slug is you have the Creative Alliance names. His name is Slag and his name is Swoop. Those are the Alliance names. His name is Swoop. As a mild protest or possibly just tongue-in-cheek. I don't know what the intention was, but I thought it was funny. So... So you talk about the Slug slang name, Hasbro and Hasbro. Yeah, I'm not even getting into that. It is what it is. I mean, if you're upset by it, I can't say that I blame you. I can't say that you're wrong. Personally, I don't care. It is what it is. These types of changes honestly don't change my personal enjoyment of the franchise. You want to call it something different, that's fine. You can put a different name on the package. I'm still going to call it what I want to call it or whatever, so it's not anything that really gets under my skin. I respect anybody who has who is upset by it. I totally respect that, but me personally, I don't care. It is what it is. So that's why you won't hear me criticizing too much, because just give me a toy. Honestly, give me a toy that looks like this. You can call him Bob or Fred or whatever. Give me a toy that looks like this, and I'll be happy, because I will call him Hot Rod. I mean, isn't that what we do with third party anyway? They put out a toy that looks like this. I've got a Legends class one from Mechanic Studios. What they call it, like Fly Fire or something like that. I don't care what name they put on that box. To me, that's Hot Rod. So who cares what name they put on the box? It's whatever character that you want it to be. So you go with it. We do that with a third party. They don't put the right name on there anyway, and we still treat it as the character that it is. So who cares what Hasbro calls it? Personally, that's where I'm coming from. You feel me? So again, I'm not here trying to change your mind. I'm just telling you my viewpoint. Were there any other figures called Slog as sludges? The only one, yeah. There was the Age of Extinction sludge style bot was called Slog. That's why he was Slog in the Earth Wars game at first. I believe there is another Transformer out there. I want to say it's one of the bots in Monstructor. It goes by Slog. I might be wrong, but pretty sure there's another. It's like a Decepticon bot that goes by Slog. I'm pretty sure it's one of the bots in Monstructor. So, yeah. If you're ever not sure, just go to Google or Bing or whatever your favorite search engine is. Type in Transformers and then whatever name you're looking for. Or if you want to get even better, type in TF Wiki, TFWIKI, and then the name. It'll take you straight to the TF Wiki page, which is basically like the Transformers Encyclopedia. So that's what I do. If I'm looking for information on a character, I don't, and I'm not looking for like pictures or shopping or anything. If I'm just looking for information on a character, I search for TF Wiki space whatever the name is, and that'll take me to the TF Wiki page pretty much. And there you go. There's your information on it. Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's getting to be about time to head on out of here. I'm getting a little tired. My mouth's getting a little dry. I need to go drink some water. Had a good time. I had a little bit of rant there at the end. Didn't mean to, but certainly wasn't meant to be taken personally. So anyway, enough. You're all grown-ups, or you're not. But I'm gonna treat you like grown-ups anyway, because these videos are marked not for kids, so you shouldn't be kids. Oh, yeah, it's that time I get loopy. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to drag this out. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. We'll see you next time.